Hello and welcome to this October 15th, 2010 video version of Invested Central's Chart of the Day. I'm Tom Bowley, Invested Central's Chief Market Strategist, and it's my pleasure to provide you today's Chart of the Day. This Chart of the Day is brought to you by StockCharts.com, simply the web's best financial charts. Today we're taking a look at Manitowoc Company, ticker symbol MTW. This is about a $1.5 billion industrial company. Technically, you can see that the stock back at the toward the end of June, early July, when it was putting in these new lows, you can see the price was much lower. The MACD had actually stopped going down. So throughout this whole downtrend, you can see the MACD kept pushing lower. But at the beginning of July, when it hit its low, you can see the MACD had actually reversed, and that was an indication that the momentum was slowing to the downside. From that point forward, you can see MTW just simply went back and forth sideways for another 2 or 3 months, and then recently, at the end of September, we saw a breakaway gap on some very heavy volume after this bottoming pattern took place. So MTW, I think, looks pretty good here. It did pull back over the last 4 or 5 days. We had gotten to overbought territory. Stock had gotten up close to $13. MACD was pointing straight up. Everything looked good there. Stock just was a little bit overbought. We had the RSI near 70, stochastics up near 90. Needed a little bit of a pullback, and many times with these breakaway gaps, you do see pullbacks come right back down to the point of the breakaway. The 1130 area looks like pretty good support. You've got the 20-day moving average also in here at 1134. The prior price high back in August, this first push up was at about 1130. We came back down, we tested, put in a double bottom, came back up, and then we took out this 1130 area. So that should provide some support from a price perspective as well. Couple other areas in the event that we do fail to hold around 1130. We've got another price resistance area that we broke out above at $11. That should provide some support. And then anytime you lose gap support at the top, you also have gap support down at the bottom, which comes in around 1070. So if you're more conservative, you might take a small piece or consider a small piece at the current price, and then leave some powder dry in case we do move down to the $11 or 1070 area. Any close down below the 50-day moving average, which is now at 1043 and rising, would be a red flag to us, and especially if volume is heavy, we would be out. MTW did recently, in the last couple of days, come out and say that their sales outlook was going to be a little light, and I think that this fundamental news has helped the stock. It's given it a reason to pull back, but technically we still like the fact that it's made the breakout. We've had this breakaway gap, we've come back down, we've tested it, and I think looks pretty good from this level. But let's see how the stock trades here over the next day or two and what kind of volume comes in, because these support levels do need to hold. If we get a big reversal off this 20-day moving average, the 20-day was at 1134, we closed at 1137. With the MACD pointing up on the most recent high, I would like to see that 20-day hold as support. So that's something we'll be taking a look at. To the top side, another move back up to test this area around 1275 is what we would look for in the near term. But eventually, given that we have this breakaway gap, we do expect that MTW is going to regain its footing and start moving back to the upside and eventually make this breakout. I hope you've enjoyed our presentation today. Be sure to check out our chart of the day every day at InvestedCentral.com. While you're there, sign up for our free weekly Market Pulse newsletter and have the chart of the day emailed directly to you. Happy trading.